I've had some very interesting people hop on there. My most clear one that comes to mind is there was a guy, and like this guy hopped on with other coaches that I know too. So I wasn't the last, but it's like he messaged me before the call and was like, "Hey man, I just want to let you know, like I'm a nudist. Do you have any problem with that?" And I was like, "Oh shit!" Like looking back, I should be like, "Yes, that's not gonna work out." But at the time, it was like I was hungry, I was grinding, I was really building up my clientele and starting to make some cash. I was like, you know what, whoever, let's just get on. Like if I can help this person, if it's a good fit, then yeah, we'll go for it.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of The Flop, the podcast where we talk about business failures and sometimes we learn a little bit from them. I'm here with my two besties, Tyler Cope and previous announcer Wes Rissell. How are we doing today, boys?
Doing all right. Got this baby barking at me in the background. I don't know if you can hear it through the mic here, but got a little baby barking. So hopefully she'll stop barking here soon, and we can ride into the sunset here.
Well, I'm doing great. And do you know, and I just have a ton of time. Do you guys want to know why I have so much time?
Yes.
Yeah, it's because I don't have a baby. So I'm doing great.
Yeah. I bet you have loads of time, loads of it.
Also, welcome hanging out on the pod, Caleb Allen. He's hanging out with us.
I am hanging out. I'm hanging out full force, you guys. Ready to see where this thing goes.
Josh, you did a disservice, though. This is Dr. Caleb Allen. Do you see the diplomas behind him?
Everyone, please make sure to like and subscribe. Follow us wherever you can get podcasts. We would really appreciate it. So let's head over to our second favorite segment of the episode, which is Tyler's favorite segment, Fail of the Week. Let's kick it off to whoever wants it first. Who's got a fail flop of the week?
I'll take it. And it's not my favorite segment, but it's the segment I'm best at. But my fail of the week, this is very applicable for our guest Caleb, who is in the health and fitness space. This has been a routine failure for me that's happened week in, week out, and that is meal prepping on Sundays. Wonderful habit to do. But here's the thing. Having leftover meal prep that you didn't eat and then throwing it away at the end of the week. So it's like I see animals that have sacrificed themselves. I see wasted dollars, all just thrown away. And this has happened to me week after week.
Tom, just imagining a cow taking a samurai sword to its stomach, twisting it in, sacrificing itself, and you just throwing away the meat. Nah, don't need you, cow.
You know, it's funny. It's gone from starving kids in Africa when we were kids, and now it's animals that their lives went for nothing.
My fail actually happened today. I had a potential guest that might come onto the pod, and we were setting up the time. We had this time planned out 2 weeks ahead of time. I call him. I don't get any response. I'm like, oh no, getting ghosted. But no, it was my dum-dum's fault. And I didn't specify what time zone the meeting was supposed to be at. And they're in Pacific Coast time. So I was like 3 hours early.
My fail of the week, I was in a hurry, kind of in like that normal mode. I had to grab food. I had a 1 o'clock meeting. I was kind of in a hurry. So I grabbed my food and I drove all the way back to work, even though I was working from home. It was just one of those things. I just autopiloted to the wrong location.
Mine was, I put some chicken in my fridge to thaw over the weekend and had them sitting there and like didn't put anything underneath them like a dumbass. I wasn't the sharpest or most accurate with my shearing to cut the plastic. And chicken juice just spilled everywhere in the fridge. No. And got like all over I had a bag of like collard greens, right? Because I'm from the South and missed the collard greens. And I got the bag out and was like, fuck yeah, collard greens, and like hit it as I was like pulling it out, and just chicken juice just like all over everything. Is like, fuck, I hate this day.
I love that you get so excited about collard greens that you slap the bag.
I was talking dirty to it and everything, man. I was ready for him.
Well, let's go on into kind of the meat and potatoes here. Talking with Dr. Caleb Allen. I mean, you don't just have those degrees behind you and are just a mister.
They're actually fake. I scribbled some stuff out one day. But...
You didn't pay $180K for nothing. Come on.
Yeah, right?
So, Caleb, I want to jump in to some of your adventures that you had in the business sphere. I'm thinking we'll dive into some drop shipping that you tried out and also go into starting up this Instagram page. For all the listeners out there, can you tell everyone a little bit about this drop shipping business you tried to start?
Sure. So I think this comes as like a lot of people who are wanting to get into entrepreneurial space. Like we all read like the 4-Hour Work Week or something along those lines. Like, hey, if I can figure out a way to make money without having to be clocked in somewhere, potentially I could just make a shit ton of money and then sell off to the sunset and then like never have to work again in my life. And like, then it's all automatic and passive income.
Passive income.
Yeah.
We love,
Income, that's
we
my
love,
thing.
Yeah, boy.
we love passive income on this show.
Yeah. Oh, it's so easy, you know, but so that's where the ideas came from. So I was looking like doing some stuff on Fiverr and saw like all like the people freelancing for like paid ads and stuff like that. I was like, all right, well, these guys are doing it for like $5 an hour. I'm not going to try and compete with that when I suck probably. So I landed on dropshipping. So I bought a course off of Udemy of like how to set up a Shopify store and like where to get products and where to, you know, go through all those things. So I started building it out, came up with the name, fucking terrible name.
What was the name? What's the name?
Dealsy.
Dealsy.
Yeah, fucking dealsy, man. Yeah, but just like found some different products to try to like test, like from between like some different necklaces, ornaments around Valentine's Day, or like just whatever other people look like they were trying to sell.
I feel like the term drop shipping is thrown around a lot.
Yeah.
Can you kind of go into a little bit more about what drop shipping is?
Great question. So essentially drop shipping is like, say you see an ad on Instagram for a product that looks really cool. So like you see something that has some kind of label on it and like, oh, okay, it looks official. So you go to buy it and you go to some store that's like looks official and has reviews and has stars and all that and people commenting. So you buy it and then you get a product. But the problem is the product doesn't get there for like 3 to 5 weeks typically. Mm. So it gets there and it's like nothing like you thought it was going to be. And like you try to return it and like what, like just crickets and radio silence, or it comes with like very foreign instruction manuals and stuff in the box. And it just looks like, okay, this is obviously kind of a scam. So essentially drop shipping is like you're buying a product that someone else has bought in bulk and is reselling to you. It's going direct from the manufacturer, direct to the person typically.
You would essentially build out the advertisements and then get the person to click the buy button. And then when they get it, although it's being sold maybe through you, it's being sent directly from the manufacturer themselves.
Yes. So they would pay me like $20 and I would go buy the product for like $2 and ship it to them.
So Bowman, it sounds a little bit like private label, like what we did, but I think we took on a little bit more of the risk by holding the inventory. And if you guys ever want to check out the flap behind the auto box, check out this video right here.
Essentially, like there's pros and cons of doing like the drop shipping way or like with what you're doing. Like your way, you can really brand stuff a bit better, and like versus drop shipping, you're more just doing like a bullshit general store, testing different items until something starts to get traction. Then you're like, okay, I'm gonna build a brand around this and just find other stuff that looks the same.
That makes sense. So, you know, you set up the store, you take the Udemy courses, you get the Google certification. You are ready, Caleb. You've got this thing set up.
Take over the world.
Taking over the world, Pinky and the Brain style. So what happened? Did you kind of just not get traction, or was it you couldn't really find the right products? What did that process look like?
A little bit of all of that, I would say. I hired people from Fiverr like to build the website out and like to like do the copywriting and like find pictures and create good stuff for it. And it just looked like total garbage, man. So I spent hundreds of dollars on that, getting all that set up. Then tried a few different products, would run some ads. All in all, spent like about $1,000 in ad spend probably. Made 3 sales. Sold 3 little like You Are My Sunshine necklaces. That was the big outcome. So at that point I started bridging to like, okay, what could I actually sell that would like I see is actually working in the market right now. So then I almost pulled the trigger on like setting up a store 100% for like the portable ice bats. I don't know if you guys have seen those out there. Like,
have I seen them?
Yeah,
I own
sweet,
one.
right?
I'm pretty sure one got drop shipped to my house. Now that you've explained drop shipping.
What's the brand name on it?
Neurocover.
Neurocover. Yeah, that was the first one. Yeah. So like I was following them and I bought this like software service online where you could like put these different Shopify stores in there and see like how many transactions they're doing. It was really cool. And like Neurocover was crushing it. I don't know what they're spending in ads, but they're bringing in like $80K a month. And then like the next month, like 120. So it's like, okay, this is a hot item. This is actually working out. I contacted people in Alibaba and invest like 10 to 15 grand in supplies just to make it happen. Then I ended up backing out because I saw all these other like shitty brands coming up around Neurocover. Obviously the same exact product, just relabeled. I was like, this just can't be a good long-term effect. Like I know that's just a race to the bottom. So I backed out. I was like, no, that's not the move. But that's cool that you actually got one of those ice bats. And then like I would go onto Trustpilot and like read the reviews from all these things. And they were god awful. Like there are so many 1 stars, like people pissed off that they got a piece of shit that had holes in it and like customer service wasn't there and things like that. So okay, I think I made the right decision in not going for that.
Yeah, no, I saw when I was researching what one to get, because they have like more sophisticated systems, but they're $3,000, $4,000, $5,000
Yeah.
for the temperature control and everything. It's wild. So
Yeah.
I was like, give me an inflatable tube that I can fill with cold water. That sounds great.
Exactly.
And I think NeuroRecover, if I remember properly, the people that were running it did a decent job with customer service. And there was a couple of reviews saying like, oh, this came in broken, but they replaced it for me. So I think that's why I went with them versus one of the other knockoffs through Amazon.
For the listener, I did lose a challenge from Josh, so I will be demoing Josh's NeuroRecover in a future episode coming up. I have 10 minutes in it. What temperature are we doing, Wes?
As cold as I can get it, baby.
That's right. So I have to watch motivational videos while I'm shivering my butt off, and for 10 whole minutes. So everybody tune into the YouTube. You will see Wes's ice bath.
In fact, I have an idea of a playlist me and Wes are putting together of TikToks you have to watch while ice bathing. But if anyone has any ideas of motivational videos for Tyler, just leave them in any of the comments and we will add them. And that'll be incredible as well.
If you guys can come up with any that are about manifesting success or anything from Napoleon Hill, Tyler would be so appreciative of that. He would love it. So send those, comment those down below. Give us some links. Okay. So let's hop back into the drop shipping. Was that kind of the end of the story there, Caleb, with the drop shipping?
That honestly, yeah, that was about the end. I tried a few more. There was like a rose globe thing. There was like some sand picture art thing that you like turn and like the designs and stuff will go that I tried doing too. But all in all, nothing really came from it. I looked at it as like, this is my first attempt at trying to make money online by spending money. I lost some. From there, I was like, what am I actually good at that I maybe could help people and get paid at the same time in doing? And that kind of led me towards some different entrepreneurial adventures.
It sounds like you pivoted towards some of the exercise coaching, physical therapy space on Instagram. Tell us more about that.
Around that time after the drop shipping, I was like, what could I do that I'm good at? So I was like, okay, I could help people. I'm pretty good at getting people out of pain. I like to exercise, and people sometimes who like to exercise can't because they're in pain. So let's blend those together. So I started creating content and posting on TikTok and on Instagram. So I did that for a good like straight month and a half, and nothing was really coming from it. Like, I don't know if you guys have really tried posting content in that kind of regard, but it takes either you have to be really, really beautiful and attractive or like captivating, which Tyler may think so, but I'm just regular old me over here. So I was posting. And like the idea as I was doing that, I came across a lot of other people in the space. And like you study other creators when you're doing this and see like what they're doing. Some of them that had a ton of followers would have like 15% off from X or something. So like that was like an affiliate thing. And other people would have like apply for one-to-one coaching. So then I investigated more and it's like, okay, people that get people in shape or some like mobility coaches or like handstand coaches. Essentially it dawned on me that like, if you're good at something, you can get someone to pay you to help them do it if like they really want it. So it's like, okay, let's try to make an offer that I can sell to someone that can help them solve a problem in less time than what they've been doing. That's different and that like has zero risk. Someone works with me and they don't get the result they want, then I'll give them their money back and buy them a massage somewhere. That was like the guarantee I was leading in with, which to me, it was like, yeah, that's genius. That sounds great. Didn't work. I created a landing page and everything, put it up there, like nothing, crickets. So I was like, okay, there's gotta be something more to this.
After the drop shipping, you went, all right, this isn't for me. I'm selling a bunch of cheap crap that I really don't care about.
Exactly.
And then you're like, well, I do care about fitness. I do care about helping people move because I'm a PT. And then you started this Instagram, TikTok video page. What has been kind of the most challenging part of running that? Is it still kind of getting the eyeballs, or is it something else?
So like when you'd spend all day messaging people, trying to have conversations to get someone on the phone, and like you're just constantly getting hit with like limiting beliefs and constantly getting hit with like, I can't afford it. On the content side of things, if you would like spend 3 hours trying to put something together, thinking like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. This is exactly what I saw this creator do. It fucking blew up, got 1 million views. And then you send it out there and it just like dies after like 30 seconds. That was really discouraging. What happened pretty regularly.
What challenges are you currently running into with your business right now?
Honestly, I've kind of put my business more a little bit on the back burner, so to speak. I've come to realize that like helping people in the health and fitness space is something I've liked doing and I like to do, but I don't think it's ultimately going to get me of where it is I really want to go. And like my identity as I move forward, I don't really want to be like the health and fitness person. I think of this as like a stepping stone that was a win-win all around towards getting where I really want to go. I think the challenge that I've run into is like accepting that I'm going to be walking away from this. Like there's some clients I'll probably just continue to work with because we built such a great relationship, but being able to walk away from something I put so much freaking time into, it's essentially letting it shut down for a little bit before turning into something different.
It gave you what you needed, right? It gave you that
Oh, for sure.
experience.
Yeah.
But you're right. There's that sunk cost fallacy too, where you've spent all this effort, time, and resources to building up a business, where letting it go by the wayside just kind of feels wrong.
Yeah, I would say so. That's kind of a feeling I've had.
What's the next chapter in Dr. Allen's life?
So as I got into this space, I really learned that like I love the actual process of like having the sales conversations. That like moment where you're asking someone for money, like the heart rate is kind of racing a little bit. There's also the aspect of like helping someone, guiding them through that situation to where they like realize this is going to get me where I want to go. I've just got to let go of that old kind of person, that old mindset to get there. So helping someone rationale and get to that point has been really fun for me.
Caleb, have you always had that healthy perspective towards sales, or is that something that you've developed over the years of starting and working on your own stuff?
Definitely developed. Sometimes I need like a little nudge of like confidence, but never like the cheesy stuff, essentially, or like the old school way of selling. So that's something I've really came to align with and really enjoyed. The guy who helped me start my business that I went through, Dr. Matt Shiver, I went through his thing, did really well. Like since I've been in his program, 10 times my investment to get started with him. And then his business has done really well and he started growing. And he ended up asking me to join his team and help him in that department. In the role I'm in now, if I bring someone in to this program that I now sell for and they go start a business for health and coaching and they help like 30, 50, 100 people, it's like, all right, that's kind of a bigger impact than just me helping 20 or 30 people.
So it sounds like right now you're doing like some sales coaching. Is that right?
Yes. So for this guy, I do onboarding and like sales to get people into the program. I do a little bit of coaching inside. I want to do more.
What you got to do, Caleb, is you rent out a bunch of Lamborghinis, you line them up, just start spraying them with foam spray. That's all the sales you need. I want to go back to the drop shipping for a second.
Sure.
I know drop shipping courses are quite popular out there. Would you recommend someone take one of those courses and try it?
I mean, it was a cool experience. Don't get me wrong. I would say if someone's like only has like $100 or so and like, oh, I'm just going to put all my life savings into this and make it work, I wouldn't really say that's the way to go. If it's just like, yeah, it's something to do with my free time and I get to try something, start to learn a skill and see where that takes me, then sure. And there's lots of like online coaching programs that will specialize in drop shipping to where like it's like a biz op thing, like leave your 9 to 5, have more time, money, and freedom. We'll teach you how to start a drop shipping business. Unless you're really, really passionate about drop shipping, I wouldn't go into it. If you're doing something like that just to make money, that's going to burn out over time. Like it's got to be something that has some real meaning behind it. And selling shower caddies and ice baths, I don't know how far that could really go.
Caleb, I want to double click on scammy courses. You mentioned that you're doing some sales coaching. So for any of the listeners out there, what are some red flags?
I would say red flags, Lambos, anything like that. Anything where like they're obviously like saying how rich they are and like how much money they make. I think that's kind of scammy, kind of preying on someone like, hey, you're in this because you want to make money, come make a lot of money. Don't know if they're actually delivering it.
That's a good one. I've also heard too that if it's a business coach that says they've started all these 6-figure, 7-figure businesses and you can't find them anywhere, that's a massive red flag too.
Yeah, that's definitely one to look out for.
For the people out there that are trying to get a following on TikTok, Instagram, whatever the newest and greatest social media platform, what advice would you have for those folks?
Advice I would have for that is pick a topic that like really means something to you that you have a personal story with. I would have that advice. I would have the advice of knowing that like you're not going to see returns from this too soon. You're just doing content. Like it's going to take a long time. A side note to that is like, if you think what you have that you want to put out there could be helping someone, but the only thing that's holding you back is like your own nervous feeling of what someone's going to think when they see your content, which is a real feeling for sure that I encountered. And like, that's what you're having trouble getting past. Then frame it this way to think of like, if you hold a secret that could be helping people, by like, if you don't put that out there just because of your feeling, it's almost a bit selfish and a disservice to those people that you could be helping because you're worried about what other people may think of you. Keep that mindset and actually want to help someone and make a difference and putting stuff out there. And it could go some good places, but never be afraid to just give it a try. It's going to suck at first
No way getting around the suckiness.
Yeah, you're gonna suck when you start.
Caleb, you talked about different creators being really beautiful and captivating.
Mhm.
Have you ever got wrapped up in that? Have you ever considered or been tempted to maybe get on some gear, some steroids? Did the thought ever creep up of like, man, if I was just a little bit more jacked, I could sell?
There was at one point when I was posting like workout stuff where I figured out, I was like, hey, if I film the last set, I look a little bit better than I do if I film the first set. I definitely tapped into some of that in terms of trying to make myself look good. And like, I won't say I haven't, but in terms of actually looking to do something like gear and stuff, full disclosure, many years ago, like over 10 years ago, I did experiment with some of that stuff. It was cool. Like it stuff definitely works. When you get off, it goes away. And like the long-term effects of that are just, in my opinion, really not worth it. And the shift I've had, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm Mr. Noble or anything, but like the shift I've had through going through all this was like discipline, was like putting in hard work and waiting for a slower outcome that's going to really mean something in the end versus just like a quick win or a quick pop.
No, it makes a ton of sense. I mean, it's when you go on Instagram, I mean, it's just so rampant and prevalent, right? And like you said, it's kind of a shortcut to get seen, get eyeballs and all that. So now kudos to you for kind of sticking to your principles on that. The other thing I was going to ask is when you're coaching through Instagram or TikTok, I mean, you're putting yourself out there for the entire world to click on you to come get coached. So have you ever had any really odd or really weird requests or sessions?
Yes, I'm so glad you asked that. Okay. Yes, I've had some very interesting people hop on there. My most clear one that comes to mind is there was a guy, and like this guy hopped on with other coaches that I know too. So I wasn't the last, but it's like he messaged me before the call and was like, "Hey man, I just want to let you know, like I'm a nudist. Do you have any problem with that?" And I was like, "Oh shit!" Like looking back, I should be like, "Yes, that's not going to work out." But at the time, it was like I was hungry, I was grinding, I was really building up my clientele and starting to make some cash. I was like, you know what, whoever, let's just get on. Like if I can help this person, if it's a good fit, then yeah, we'll go for it. It was a naked guy, and he was full on naked. I saw everything, and like he was respectful about it, but like it was like after a call, I was like, what, did that have to be there? Could he not?
He
just
did
not?
warn you. He did warn you.
He
Did. So like he didn't just like randomly show. Like he like said, "Hey, this is how I do it. If you have a problem with it, I understand. We won't have the call, but like this is just what it's going to be like."
All right, well, that does it for the interview component. Let's move on to our next favorite segment, which is Find the Flop, featuring Mr. Josh Bowman. So, Bowman, take it away for us, my friend.
Awesome. All right, here's how this works. Real quick, scoreboard update from the previous episodes. Wes is at 15 and Tyler is bumping back up. He's at 6. The guests are absolutely winning. All right, so here's how the game works. I'm going to read off 4 things, and we're going to pick. These are going to be businesses. Sometimes they're going to be industry trends, and sometimes they're going to be products. And what you have to do is you have to find the flop. Which one did the worst of the other? 3 of them succeeded. 1 flopped.
So, Bowman, real quick before we actually do it, any update on the Nike balls and bags?
Wes, I did a quick Google search on Nike balls and bags, and I asked ChatGPT as well if I was right in my wording, and it said I was, and that you were being a big baby face.
Can we visit the Nike website to see if they still, I don't know, sell golf bags?
No, they don't.
They sure do.
There's
Check.
no way that I was
Check it.
confidently lied to.
Check it, my friend. They still sell
no.
tons of golf bags.
This sounds like a 10-minute ice bath. Don't you think, Wes?
Oh, at least 10.
I don't think there was a single challenge issued. This was a flag on the field because I make these up every week, and I feel betrayed personally.
For being wrong?
No, you know what?
You betrayed your audience is what you did.
Nike Golf, everything you need. Shop golf, shop men's. I see shoes. I see apparel. Oh no, there they are.
So, new scoreboard. I'm at 15. Tyler's at 6. Bowman's at -1.
All right. Today's theme is travel. Everyone's favorite. The wind in your hair, the sun in your face, and delayed flights in busy, smelly airports with all the people of Walmart. In 2023, which of the following U.S. airlines were late the most? Double points if you can guess exactly what percentage they were delayed. Number 1, Frontier Airlines. Number 2, Spirit Airlines. Number 3, Delta. And number 4, Republic.
I'm locking in number 2, Spirit Airlines, and they're late 13% of the time. I love Frontier for the record, so I hope it's not them.
I'm going to go a little out of pocket here, boys. I'm going to go a little out of pocket. I'm going to say Delta.
That's
I'm
what I
going
was
to go
thinking
Delta,
too.
the big dog. I'm going to say they have a 15 delay rate.
I'm going to go Delta. I'm not going to give them that high. I'm going to say 8% late rate.
Man, and this is why I love travel so much. The order is actually the order in which, from the worst to the very best, Frontier, Spirit, Delta, Republic. Frontier Airlines was delayed 34.9% of the time of all flights in 2023.
That's pretty wild.
Dang.
Oh my God.
Spirit at 31, Delta at 21, Republic at 11.
My father is disgusted that I use Frontier Airlines. So, Dad, if you're listening, you're validated.
All right. And we're going to have a little fun with this one. Which of the following is a real headline and one of 2022's biggest airline customer satisfaction flops? Number 1, U.S. Airways Independence Day mishap. Suitcases declare their own holiday. Number 2, Frontier's mid-air mirage. Flight systems dream up non-existent stopover for all flights. Passengers are not amused. Number 3, Southwest Airlines holiday meltdown, a Christmas week crisis. Number 4, thirst for justice. Passengers boycott Frontier flight over hydration upcharge warning.
C, Southwest.
Oh, you were on Southwest, Caleb?
Yeah, I'm going Southwest.
It's a good choice. It's not the right choice. The right one is probably Frontier upcharging water.
But what was the first one again?
The U.S. Airways Independence Day mishap. Suitcases declare their own holiday.
I'm going to go that one. People hate losing luggage.
Locked it in. Man, Caleb is the real challenger because, yes, indeed, Southwest Airlines holiday meltdown, a Christmas week crisis, was real because they had to cancel 17,000 flights affecting 2 million passengers. And it was from December 21st to the 30th. So actually, this is fun. They recently agreed to a record-settling $140 million civil penalty lawsuit. They just paid that out this year.
Woof, woof.
Well, that's it. Guests absolutely winning, as always. Tyler still wrong. No scoreboard updates, except I had a lot of fun. So great job. That's it for another episode of Find the Flop. Great job, boys.
I think going forward, Bowman, you should get a point if no one guesses it.
I like that.
That way you get some skin in the game, and I'll add your name to the scoreboard. Well, let's move on to our final segment here, which is quick hitter questions by Mr. Dr. Tyler Cope.
All right, Caleb, for the final segment here, this is our quick hitters. So I'm going to give you a question. You give me the first thing that comes to mind. All right.
Got it.
All right. Number 1, what male celebrity has the best hair,
Best hair.
the best flow?
Brad Pitt.
What era Brad Pitt?
I would say in Fury. Or no, Troy.
All right. Question number 2, who, in your opinion, is the most outrageous internet persona or content creator on TikTok/Instagram?
Hoodville, for sure. Yeah, I love that guy's stuff, man. I've been following him for years.
All right. Question number 3, what is the most overrated exercise that you see people doing in the gym or raving about?
I don't see like bench press. I think that was one that's been definitely overrated for us growing up. That we all tried to max out on, but like kind of sucks.
For somebody who has a terrible bench, I totally agree with that.
That's why I'm really saying it, honestly.
So for number 4, Caleb actually did travel physical therapy for quite a while. So Caleb, what is your favorite place that you've traveled in your PT career?
I would say Fairbanks, Alaska. That was a really favorite of mine.
Last question. Caleb, what books do you find yourself recommending the most to your friends and family?
I'd probably recommend $100 million offers the most to people if they haven't read it yet, because it is such a good foundational like shell shock into what like value is and why people pay for stuff that they pay for.
Well, there's our quick hitter questions. And that's going to wrap up the pod. Caleb, dude, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah,
really
man, thanks for having
love
me.
talking with you.
Yeah, same. It's good to catch up, guys, and I appreciate kind of hearing how you do things and getting to tell my story a bit. So it's really cool.
And if people wanted to learn more about you or some way to reach out to you, what would you say would be the best place of getting in contact?
Sure, yeah. If you want to go to Instagram, that old IG thing, type in @MoveWithCaleb. That's my handle. If you want to come find me, please give me a follow. I'd love to have your support. You can watch. I post stuff to help you feel better, move better, try to become better, some motivational stuff. And down the road, I'll probably transition to some different stuff to help in business as well. So if anyone wants to join the ride, come on down. If not, that's cool too. I get it.
Move with Caleb might turn into an ice plunge selling platform in
could
the
be.
coming
You
years.
never
So
know.
just
It
fair
could.
warning. Fair warning. If you haven't yet, please be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed listening to us and people that are cooler than us in a lot of ways. But until next time, everyone, take care.